Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we're making a how to make a Trippie Redd type music video. So Trippie Redd's been blowing up lately. If you guys go check out his music videos, definitely do so beforehand so you guys can get a good idea for what we're talking about. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a lot of the effects from Romeo and Juliet as well as Lovescars. So you may recognize some of those effects, those glitching, that color change, those 3D elements, and this is all going to be done in Premiere. So if you guys follow along, any beginner can do this. You can create these cool looks. Okay guys, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is just take our footage, line it all up. So I have 3 clips right here that I've already gone in and just made slow motion just because I shot this at 120 frames per second. So just take your clips, align them however you like, and then we're going to work on building that aesthetic that you saw in that Trippie Redd video, how to create that kind of like VHS Super 8 film kind of look. I'm going to provide you guys with some free VHS overlays, so all useful resources will be down in the description below. Definitely go check that out. You do want to make it in that Trippie Redd kind of style. It does work to have a lot of trees in the background, just create that kind of color change effect, since that Romeo and Juliet video was shot in the forest and they changed it all to red. But we're going to talk about that a little bit. So the very first step we're going to have to take is we're going to add our overlay. This overlay is actually provided in my VHS pack. Just so you don't have to go look through the pack, I'm going to provide a download link below. So what it's called is glitch and VHS overlay, and it looks like this once we import it. So it has glitching with some sound effects that we saw a lot in those Lovescar videos. So a lot of glitches, and then it gives us this nice overlay that looks really cool. So if you guys want to go and compare it to the actual style of the original video, go look up that Romeo and Juliet video while you do it just to get a little bit of pointers. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take parts out of this VHS clip which I'd like to use. I'm going to Control K, cut that out. We're going to take one little glitch right here, and then we're going to go to the part where it stops saying VHS overlay. So play this. Once that goes away, make another cut, Control K. Delete all the stuff that we don't need, and now we have our overlay. So I'm just going to drag this, line that up over my footage, and then I'm going to come here to my very first clip. I'm going to click on it, up to the left in effect controls. I'm going to go down to opacity, click that, and then I'm going to change this blending mode to screen. So now once you change it to screen, you're going to see that it's just screened over it, and if I play it, it'll have that sound effect. It looks really cool like that. And now we're going to do the same thing for this clip. We're going to click on it, go up to effect controls, go over to opacity, and then we're going to change the blending mode to screen as well for this. This is on screen, but it's kind of harder to see this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to crop it up so it doesn't look, so it looks kind of like older film or older VHS. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to come over here. We're going to go over to this little arrow, go to effects, and then under this search bar for effects, we're going to look up crop. We're going to take this crop effect, drag it onto our footage, and then we're going to come back up here to effect controls. So if you guys want to save the work, if you come over here to your crop, just make left 2%, right 3%, bottom 3%, top 1%, and you'll get this cool little overlay that you have right here with kind of the distortion on the bottom and on the screen, as well as this blue bar here, and then your footage in the middle like that. So here's a bigger screen version of what that overlay looks like. So I think it looks pretty cool. And as you see, it also kind of adds its own vintage kind of fade. So if I hide this layer, this is what my footage looks like normally. This is what it looks like with that VHS overlay over top of it. So it kind of gives it that vintage look to begin with. Okay, so to save ourselves work, what we're going to do is right-click this. Right-click this clip that has the crop effect on it. Click copy. We're going to highlight all the rest of our clips. We're going to right-click them, and we're going to click paste. And then we're just going to paste that crop. So now we don't have to redo the crop on every clip. If we play through, you'll see that every single thing has that cool overlay. And then if this gets too short, you can just hold down Alt on your keyboard, just copy that and make it the full length like this. And now we have the perfect overlay, and we're already starting to get that cool aesthetic and look. So I'm also going to throw in one more little VHS glitch. You saw it just in the transitions. I'm going to do the same thing, go to opacity, and make this screen as well. So now it has a little bit more distortion. Okay guys, so now I'm going to show you how to do that lumetri color hue changing stuff that you saw a lot in those Lovescar videos. So what you're going to do, it's actually very simple. Click on your clip that you'd like to apply the effect to. Right here is actually a good example just because of this red shirt kind of popping out from everything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to effects, and I'm going to look up change. Right here under color correction folder, it says change color. We're going to take that and drag that onto our clip. We're going to drag that back, and I'm just going to hide this glitch layer just so it doesn't get in the way. And now we're going to go back up to effect controls. We're going to go down to our effect, and right here, change color. This is the effect we're going to be using to create that kind of hue. I tried doing it with change to color, but that actually kind of makes it a little more choppy. So change color is a lot better for this. It's easier to blend it with the options that it gives you at hand. So first step is you're just going to take this eyedropper and just find somewhere on this red color, click it, and this is where you're going to be changing. So all you have to do is just click this little thing right here, hue transformation, click toggle animation. So this is going to make keyframes, and then take your timeline, drag a tiny bit like this, and then we're just going to change the hue of it like this by dragging this thing. So you're going to see it's a little bit choppy just from this footage. So we can just go over here to matching. So we can just open up these sliders to blend this a little bit better, and then drag this into something that looks a lot less choppy. So this looks pretty good, and then we're just going to drag a little bit more, and we're going to change the hue even more, so it goes from green to blue, and then we're just going to keep going down the line like that, and then like this. So now let's see what that looks like. So if I press play, you're going to see you're getting a nice little hue transformation like that. It's happening a little bit too quick, so I'm just going to space these keyframes out. So let's go and play this for you guys and see what that looks like. So a very nice, easy little hue transformation. It's a really cool, trippy color. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more of that VHS effect. So there's two effects that you could throw on just to kind of sell it more. The first one is noise. If you're shooting on a better camera, it's not going to look like it's old VHS because it's going to be so clear. So if you go look up noise, and then under noise and grain, you just drag that onto your clip, and then go down to your effects, and you can change this amount maybe about 5%. To 8%. About 8% gives it that nice little noise, and you can see the noise right here on his hand. It just kind of makes it a little bit more accurate. The next thing you can add is a channel blur, so kind of experiment with this one because it might throw off your color changes. What I like to do is add a channel blur effect, go over to blue blurriness, and then change that to about 5. And what you're going to see is there's just going to be a little bit more blue offset, and it's a little bit more RGB displacement. Okay guys, so next we're going to show you guys how to do that kind of like blurred pixelated effect that you saw a lot in those Lovescars video. In my opinion, they overdid that a little bit, but I think it still looks cool in some situations, so I'm going to show you it as a transition. So this is also a pre-built Premiere effect. Let me play this out, and right here right here you'll see that this is our clip. This is our original clip. This is the clip we're transitioning into, so we're going to apply the effects right here. So it's actually very simple. Just look up mosaic, and you have three options. You have regular mosaic, which is going to make this pixelated. The only thing that I don't like about this is if you do make it pixelated, what it does is it kind of messes up the overlay, like you'll see like that. Or you can use this mosaic in and out. So I'm going to take mosaic in and I'm going to put it on our next clip, and I'll play that through, and it just does that kind of little jittered glitch effect like that, which is pretty cool. You can also do it for mosaic out. So if I throw mosaic out onto this and I play that, you're going to see that it kind of stutters like this. Okay, so now I showed you most of the effects from the Lovescars video. I showed you that hue transformation. I showed you the glitch effects. I showed you the pixelation mosaic effect. So now we're going to move into the Romeo and Juliet effects. So the very first thing that stuck out to me in that video is how the trees were all red, which is something I really like in that video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the same exact effect. So this time we're going to come up to our effects library. We're going to look up change, and instead of doing the change to color, which we used for that hue split in the beginning, we're going to use change to color. So take that and drag that onto your clip. Now go back up to your effect controls, just drag down, and then we're going to find change to color. So right here, we're going to drag to the very beginning of our clip that we'd like to use this on, and we're going to choose this little dropper, and we're going to select the green in the trees right here. There's a nice green color. We'll click that, and then we're going to go down to 2, click on the white, make it red like that. Okay, so sometimes if you select the wrong color or there's a mix of different colors, what you're going to have to do is add another change to color effect. So let's add another one of them, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to select another color of that green, so about right there, and then we're going to make it the same color, red like this. Now I'm going to show you guys how to do some of those 3D elements. So in those original videos, they had people working in Cinema 4D as well as using After Effects to create elements like that from original stuff. I'm going to show you guys how to create this in a much simpler way using already available resources. So the way I'm going to be showing you guys is by using green screen elements. So if you didn't know, if you look on YouTube, you can find so many different green screen stuff. If you just look up green screen packs, you can just search through, then download those videos, throw them in here, and then just key out the color, and then you have your own little animations. So what I did is I looked up green screen cross, and then I looked up green screen skull, and I got 2 of these. If you guys didn't already know, some of my most popular videos are resource packs. I've done a VHS pack, and I've done a motion graphics pack. My green screen pack is probably going to be next, so make sure you guys leave a like if you'd like to see that. Definitely a very useful thing that I have coming. So I'm going to just show you guys a little preview of these, which I have saved up. Here are these green screen elements I've got so far. So I'm just going to bring in this rotating cross and show you guys exactly what this does. Take this and then drag it above your footage like this. And now if you play it, So now this is what this looks like. I'll play it. It's just a rotating cross. So you can make something similar in Cinema 4D, any kind of like 3D compositor making 3D objects. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to kind of use it as in my own way. So go to Effects and then look up Ultra. Take Ultra key and then put that over your footage. Then come up here to Effect Controls, go down to Ultra key, click on this little dropper, and then just click the green. So now you just have a rotating cross like this, and you can do whatever you like with that. So I'm going to take this rotating cross where I'd like to put it. And because the gold kind of bright cross doesn't really match with this whole like darker vibe, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to add an invert effect onto that. So I can just change the colors from gold into this kind of like dark bluish kind of look, which looks pretty cool. And now what I'm going to do is just place this where I'd like. So just click on the clip, go over here to motion, and this square next to motion, just click this. And now I can just move this wherever I want. So I'm going to make it a bit smaller, and then I'm going to put it over here on the side of the screen. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that by holding down Alt. I'm going to click on this one, click on the square again, and I'm just going to move it to the other side just so there's two of them. So that's a really cool way just to get some 3D elements, skulls, crosses, without actually having to make them yourself. You can find sound effects very easily if you just look it up. If you just look up royalty-free sound effects and just download the MP3s. So for example, looking at whoosh or swish or fire sound effects will add onto this. For these crosses right here, I can just add this little spin effect and then cut it out whenever I'd like it to end. And then it'll sound like this. So it looks pretty cool. That's kind of the basis of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know which kind of type music video you'd like to see next. I'm definitely going to be bringing a lot more of these. So effects that are already in Premiere, you don't need to spend any money to get extra stuff. It's using just very simple stuff that you guys can know, but it's just knowing how to use that simple stuff to create this kind of look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.